Cousins, there are certain young artists I come across where I genuinely walk away thinking the kids are going to be all right. And Reezy is one of them. Reezy is a 21-year-old rapper out of New Orleans who has quickly become one of the young artists I enjoy keeping my eye on. Not just because of the music, but because every time I hear this young man speak, there's a level of enthusiasm, ambition, and appreciation for hip hop that is refreshing to see. And recently, I learned something about him that made me respect him even more. Because apparently, while millions of us were watching Kendrick Lamar perform at the Super Bowl, Reezy was actually on the field. Not as a featured artist, not backstage, trying to get a picture, not somewhere making sure everybody knew he was there. This young man answered a casting call, put on an all black outfit, and helped lay down tubes on the field as part of the production. And the reason he did it is what really stood out to me. Let's roll the clip.
Kendrick Lamar Super Bowl performance. I was in the Super Bowl performance. I laid down the tubes on the ground on the field. I had an all black outfit on. Nobody saw me, but I was in the performance.
Wait, how did that happen?
They had a casting call, and I was like, Kendrick Lamar's doing the Super Bowl. I'm gonna apply because I'm gonna do a Super Bowl performance, and I need to firsthand witness what it's like, so I can manifest this energy and remember what it feels like to be placing the tube down, to be waiting 8 hours because you can't be on your phone while you're there because you can't record anything. To watch Kendrick walk by and watch the kid. I was like, I'm gonna do it one day, but let me take another step, put my ego to the side, and go watch the master.
In the moment, did you even see all those little nuances?
I didn't know he was telling no stuff. I'm like, bro, just rapping. I'm like, where's Money Trees? Like, I was just like, what's going on? But when I saw it, and it was like Samuel Jackson and stuff like that, I'm like, wow.
See, that is what I'm talking about. Because Reezy didn't need to do this. He's already an artist building his own career. He could have looked at an opportunity like that and thought, I'm not about to be out there laying something on the ground. I'm trying to be the person performing. Instead, he basically said, if I believe I'm going to perform at the Super Bowl one day, why wouldn't I go experience it firsthand now? Let me see what this looks like. Let me see what this feels like. Let me watch somebody who has reached the level I'm trying to reach. He even talked about putting his ego aside and going there to watch the master in the moment. And I love that. Being a student of the game. One of the things I appreciate most about Reezy is that he's not afraid to acknowledge the people who came before him. Hip hop has always been generational. Artists study other artists, take pieces of what inspired them, and eventually build something of their own. But sometimes with younger artists, you hear this attitude that history doesn't matter. They don't need to study anybody. They don't need to pay homage. Everything starts with their generation, and somehow everybody before them becomes old. Reezy doesn't seem to move like that. He's ambitious enough to believe he can become one of the greats while being humble enough to recognize that there are already greats he can learn from. Those two things can coexist. You can believe you are next without pretending nobody came before you. And Kendrick Lamar is clearly somebody Reezy studies. He's openly called Kendrick his GOAT, but what makes the admiration interesting is that it doesn't seem to stop at fandom. He's studying the career, the performance, the preparation, and what it takes to reach that level. Think about what he said about the Super Bowl. He was willing to wait around for hours. He couldn't sit on his phone recording everything. Most people watching the broadcast didn't even know he was there. There was no big Reezy moment. The value for him was simply being in the room, or in this case, on the field and observing. That's hunger. And Kendrick already knew who he was. That's the crazy part. The respect isn't entirely one-sided. Reezy previously told the story of meeting Kendrick at the BET Awards. He thought he was going over there to get a picture with someone he considered the GOAT. But according to Reezy, Kendrick already knew who he was. He recalled Kendrick telling him, hey boy, I be seeing your stuff. You hard. You representing New Orleans good. Keep it up. Now imagine being 20, 21 years old, studying somebody's career because that's one of the places you aspire to reach. and then finding out that person has already been watching what you're doing, that's a full circle moment. And I think it speaks to why I enjoy watching Reezy's journey. There's confidence there. There's definitely ambition there. This is somebody who can look at Kendrick Lamar performing on one of the biggest stages in the world and say, I'm going to do that one day. But there's also enough humility to say, until it's my turn, I'm going to learn. I'm going to study. I'm going to push myself in rooms where greatness is happening. And if getting into that room means wearing all black and laying twos on the football field while nobody watching at home knows my name, then so be it. Because I'm not here for everybody to see me. I'm here so I can see it. And that's the difference. And that's why whenever I come across Reezy's music or one of his interviews, I usually leave with a smile on my face thinking, again, the kids are going to be all right. Because hip hop needs young artists who are hungry enough to want the throne, but curious enough to study how the people before them built theirs. You don't have to copy Kendrick. You don't have to become Kendrick. But if Kendrick has accomplished something you dream of accomplishing, why wouldn't you study him? Why wouldn't you watch? Why wouldn't you learn? Reezy didn't look at Kendrick's Super Bowl performance and only see entertainment. He saw a classroom. And while everybody else was watching the show from their couches, the 21-year-old kid from New Orleans found a way to get on that field and experience the machine behind it firsthand. Maybe one day we'll look back at this story differently. Maybe Reezy really does get his Super Bowl moment. If somebody pulls this interview from when he was 21 years old and says, this man told us exactly where he was going. And if that day comes, he'll know what it feels like to stand on that field. Because before he ever became the person at the center of the stage, he was willing to be the person nobody noticed on it. And I think there's something special about that. And I wouldn't be me if I didn't point out the irony in all of this, cousin. Because it's kind of funny when you think about it. One New Orleans native watched Kendrick Lamar headline the Super Bowl and thought, let me get on that field, study this moment, and prepare for when it's my turn. Meanwhile, another New Orleans native who actually helped inspire Kendrick was looking at that same field and wondering why it wasn't his turn. Same city, same Super Bowl, very different takeaways. Crazy, huh? Anyway, shout out to New Orleans. Cousins, let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. I hope y'all have an amazing day. Y'all be safe, and I will catch y'all in my next one. Later.
Hey cousin, who you chillin' with?
I'm chillin' with Monie.
Hey cousin, who you chillin' with?
I'm chillin' with Monie.